Not necessarily the best moving forward, but we'll have to see how it pans out, because Luminescent may just catch them with their pants down.
Well, it's going to be Team Void on defense, and they're going to get the first ban. Jackal is going to be taken off the board. Very, very sensible pick. Bank is a huge map, and Jackal aids greatly in the roam clear. So if you're starting off on defense, you might be looking to build upon an early lead without the Jackal hindering you on your roam. Maverick's going to be the next ban, so Luminescent not interested in dealing with his Kaid skipping shenanigans.
Yeah.
So
just
the hatches are going to be opened fairly easily, I would say. No.
Surprised that they're leaving that an option, but essentially, I think it eventually happens regardless. We rarely see the hatches get denied efficiently, although they may actually waste some utility, might pick up a free kill, but eventually those hatches come open regardless. I mean, the Hibana is not necessarily the biggest threat, but is an essential part of their operator lineup. What's really going to come down to for the defense, though, for Team Void is denying free entry into the open area and over into Skyline and all that stuff, because
Echo ban after Valkyrie. Lots of anti-info ban over here. So both the defensive bans have been targeting those info gathering operators, but they still have the Maestro on the board, and it's likely they're going to bring a lot of the Maestro, especially on the second floor and basement defenses.
Shouldn't be too bad. I think it's these are okay picks and choices so far for both sides. Operator wise, Caveira, Detrian. Again.
Oh well, why not? I mean,
you don't have to one up.
Well, actually.
I mean, they don't have to one up Aerowolf on the memes. Okay, he's swapping it off. So Frost is pretty interesting. We never see Frost.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a first. But okay, to be fair, Diamonds have the highest Frost mat hit rate. Okay, so this may pan out.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually true.
No, it is. It's a real statistic. Diamonds hit Frost mats the most. You know, and
it kind of makes sense.
I mean, they just because they whenever they push they
you never expect a Frost.
Yeah, if you look at the way they look at their cameras, they look at the camera snapshot. You know, like snapshot. There's no one there. They get off the camera. And they go try to get the frag. I mean, like, they don't necessarily check for utility all the time. These guys are Diamond, yeah, sure. Like, they're pro players, they're better than Diamond. But will they be able to read into this?
5 seconds to insertion.
Well, let's see what happens over there. Now, Stev, he's going to be roaming on the first floor with the smoke, it seems. No, he's going to go back down onto the bomb side. You can hear the Maestro Evil Eyes being set up. Bouncy. Where is he going to place his Frost mat? So likely one going to be behind the deployable shield, actually. Usually you see that position being played by an Ella. This time you're seeing the Frost. So something new from them, and that is a nice location, I would say, as well. If you're able to waste enough time on the first floor, when you see the hatch drop come out for the red hallway, you could catch an unwary attacker off guard.
They may not see this one coming, honestly. Could pan out well for them, but they've already got control over the Skylight stairwell, so they've got a couple of angles and a couple of hatches already open for them. And yeah, sure. 1 minute already available to them. They're still playing it quite safe. Not too sure if they've droned it too well or if they're just kind of just nose peeking it at this point. But with all these hatches available on top of them, they should be able to get the first few hatches available and cleaned out real well. Surely upstairs they've got the whole counter diffusing going on. Surely you see some particles come from upstairs as well. Couple of test shots go down on the main stairwell, and it does look like finally they clear up the second floor.
So now DCZ, he has his drone over here waiting. But Jabal, not gonna peek up. Brought the Super 90. So shotgun is very common. You sometimes see Jaegers or Bandits even if you're not playing the Ella with the shotgun. But the Frost shotgun is just something completely new, and I'm very interested to see how this engagement plays out, if it ever comes to a head, because look, we are 2 minutes into the round and no one has even bothered pushing server stairs from Luminescent's side.
Kind of just leaving it be at the moment. Just happy to have it where it is. Shusty trying to contest some of these angles here. Has one air jab left. Decide to probably from the sewers. Probably pushing from the sewers. Has all the flashbangs available to her as well. And it does look like maybe just a little bit more preliminary droning onto site. So a drop coming from Believe here. Knows that the vault is clear for him. Doesn't realize that one is rotating through. Oh, picks off the head of PT King. Maybe pre-fire another one over into the site on B. Into the lockers. Doesn't realize that one more is actually inside the vault. Replacing PT King on that position. Stev picks up one kill for himself on the Nano Kings. And he pre-fires all the way into this, through the railing into the elevator. There we go. Frostmat picked up one more. And you know what? Shusty is the one to get taken out as well. The shotgun isn't enough. DCZ gets taken out on the rotation on the vault back in.
Another Frostmat.
And there we go. Like I said, Diamonds have the highest hit rate for these Frostmats. They don't expect it to happen. And boom, Yakasha. All these guys are just stuck on the ground. And Team Void win the defense in the most unethical, most unorthodox manner possible. What?
Those were two Frostmats that I predicted would work exactly how they did. Late game, not clearing it, and as you said, Diamond level, Pro League level, they don't really check for that too often. And and they just dropped the red hatch. It was covered by the barbed wire next to the stairs as well. The guy tried to go for a defensible position, got eaten by that bear trap, and that made that 1v3 into a 1v1. Stev had such an easy job after that.
That's a clip and a half. If that doesn't go into Rainbow Six Esports as like one of the most interesting things you're gonna see tonight on any Pro League screen, on any Pro League region, I don't know what is, because that never happens, boys and girls. It never happens.
And look at where Detrian is right now. He's just balancing. And he plays a very nice Evil Eye.
He plays in a circus, by the way. He's a stuntman. You know, he's a gymnast. I didn't mean that in the sense that he's a clown. Sure, you know, we've seen him do some whack stuff. Sure, I've seen him pull off some weird things, and he's clownishly played before in some positions. But the man has experience. He's definitely pulling in for his team quite well, and he's a fantastic addition to the roster. So, Jabasi going to be putting down the Artilla Claws in between the flooring. That's going to keep it nice and safe from anyone so they can't shoot it. And it's going to be a little bit harder for them to pick out whether or not to pick out where the Artilla Claw is, and that's also whether or not they're going to be able to open up that wall and make it easy to breach.
Yeah.
A lot of pre-firing coming over from the walls over by the western side of the map. One rappelling and a couple of drones going in as well. So Luminescent still doing their preliminary searches. Definitely had a good round last time. They just really weren't expecting those Frostmats. So can they pull it out this time around and change things up, as Void have changed their side as well? They're not pulling the Frostmat anymore. It's not going to work a second time. But Luminescent are pulling through, pulling up. Will they be able to make something happen?
So, pushing in now over here, DCH, he's got his drone, he's assisting his teammates. It's a very long angle to open up from parking all the way onto the second floor long hallway. It's a good angle to control, and you want the control whether you are the defender or the attacker, because that means easy rotation based on who has control. Now, Stev, he's going to take the first kill again for his team. Believe is the one going down. So fear of the board, so no more self-destruction or concussions.
So now that they've lost a lot of utility there, they've used all of it. Void also haven't necessarily lost too much either. And they're waiting for the impact trick. There we go. It is successful. It is not successful. They actually miss it because he's placed it low enough and he's placed it in a little corner. It actually counters it. And might I note, the manner they've actually reinforced those walls does make it harder to actually counter the impact trick, because if you actually reinforce it from the inside out, if you shoot out the soft panel, you can actually place your breaching charges, your exothermics, and your X-Kyroses inside on an inside layer, and that actually makes it impossible to impact trick. So they reinforced backwards. It's working out quite well for them. They denied that they tried to deny the entry. It almost worked out. It does look like Nano Kids is trying to push in now, quite aggressively, peeking this in a very exposed manner. Has a little bit of smoke to cover him. Shasti picking out one more. DCH, Jabalsi onto DCZ, and it does look like Nano Kids will have to pick up one over the back here. Oh, Jabalsi rotating through and might just pick up. No, he doesn't pick him up at all. The Jetrian gets taken out from a down, and Luminescent pick out that round quite simply.
Indeed, that was fairly easy for Luminescent in the end, even though they lost the first frag. 1-1, this matchup isn't going to be easy for either side, it seems.
No, I mean, that was actually quite well done from Luminescent. They're looking like a very different team coming around this time, of course. And now that they're 1-1 with Void, it's not going to be a stumble. Hopefully not. I say that and I touch wood. But we'll have to see whether or not Void have an answer to this. They're going upstairs yet again on a similar lineup of operators. Can they make this happen? It was almost a win for Void. Unfortunately, Luminescent were just able to refrag efficiently.
Yep.
Attackers need to locate.
It is going to be a second floor defense again. Exactly same setup. Jibausi, Stev on the shotgun with the smoke. PT King Castle. So the problem really was that they lost control of that long hallway, and then after that, from the windows came in the rest of Luminescent. Shasti, he had a really, really good positioning throughout that whole round. And that meant that Void really couldn't do much. Pushed in, corralled in from two sides. And once the attackers have so much ground against you, there's little you can do.
Yeah, there really wasn't much left available. He just had to pick up those frags. Unfortunately, wasn't able to, and they really paid the price for that. They had a good run and actually got a good breach open as well. So, despite what I said about the whole impact check thing and countering thing, it just didn't work out for them. They just weren't able to counter the counter, really, should I say? But that's what happens, I suppose, when you invest all of your anti-breach, like your artillers, early into the game without trying to trick it or without trying to put it down at the right time or waiting for the EMPs to first go off. It's hard though because, you know, the artillers don't outplace the exothermics. But here we do see DCH actually try to get an angle all the way through the hall from the actual car park. So that should be a very interesting angle for him to hold with the assault rifle. Should be pretty strong if anything, but with a flashbang or two going into the actual janitor's closet, Shasti should be able to maybe burn out any ADSs in that little area there. Maybe even rotating outside now for a dangle.
So, right now let's see what Luminescent can do and how Void can respond. At this stage, they were ready to get the first frag. It was Stev who took down Sophia. This time, Nano Kids, with the rest of his team still alive, he's gonna start getting that wall open. The Kaid trick that was working didn't work, but PT King is just gonna take down Shasti right there. He's getting too aggressive, the Nomad, and that's gonna hurt him. Believe chokes on some gas and some more Electro Claw problems for Luminescent.
Man, you know what? I never realized how good the voice acting was in this game. You kind of take it for granted. Yeah, you take it for granted sometimes, but it does look like what they have taken for granted is the anti-breach on the second reinforcement here. So Detrian picks up one with the Elder. Very easy kill from him. Believe as well going to go down. So that's their Zofia. Nano Kids has to cover himself while he puts this one down. It does look like the exothermic will be popped while they take cover, and Jabausi picks up another DCZ. PT King picks one of Nano Kids as well. Luminescent has DCH all by himself outside, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get this plant down at all. He has to go get the diffuser, and it looks like he's in a bit of a pickle. Surrounded on all sides. If they run out now, he doesn't realize he got the down. If they run out now, they might be able to clean this up. And don't forget, boys and girls, he doesn't have the diffuser on him, so he has to make a bit of a rotation. With 19 seconds left, he's better off with the frags, but there we go. He's fragged instead. Detrian cleaning that up to DCH for the refrag and the round itself. Oof.
So, a good response from Team Void over there. They realized that the problems were really, a lot of them were down to Shusty on the window. Once PT King shut it down, it allowed them to play on site with so much impunity. And that just meant that the attackers couldn't quite get the angles and the positions that they wanted to with as much ease as they could in the previous round. So good response from Void. I like that. And it's going to be a basement defense yet again. They have run the gauntlet, tried the second floor bomb site twice. Now they're going to return to the basement. And no Frost pick this time around, but it's going to be a Kapkan pick instead.
Defenders, protect your
Still some very interesting choices coming out from these teams, man. Void's really going unorthodox, and it's paying off. It's doing quite well for them. They tried orthodox with the defense upstairs the first time around. It didn't work, but maybe unorthodox is the play these days.
Yeah, I mean, just now, what we saw with Arrowwolf and Xavier Esports as well, I mean...
Yep. Exactly what I'm talking about. So, these teams coming through in the most different, in very different ways is turning out to be very interesting for us as casters and obviously you as viewers. Don't forget though, they might be just trying to suss some stuff out for Kapkan now, so that in the next coming seasons he might have a place to play in the new meta changes. Frost as well, especially with Amaru coming back into the Pro League one season after this. So not next season, but the season after, in season 12, I think.
Now, Jibausi is going to be using the sausage to hold the server stairs. Last time it was Super 90 on the Frost. So either way is not something you would ever expect. It's either Jaeger or either the Ella. And most of the time it's actually the Ella. She has the concussion mines as well as the FO12 shotgun, both of which are a deadly, deadly combo in the choke point, such as the server stairs doorway.
Shusty's going to be able to push through, pick out one Kapkan EDD here. Here's the signal disruptors, and realizes he needs DCZ to get onto those hatches as well as Nano Kids. So he's going to rotate out, try to cut off some rotations, do nomad things while Nano Kids is already getting to the hatches. Does look like it's going to be a very Teller-sided push. They've got a lot of droning going on here, Infian. I'm not sure exactly what their plan is, but this might be the play. It is a site that is quite neglected because it's dangerous to push in, but can pay off quite well if they play it and they time things well.
Now, DCH has gone up to the second floor, taking out that mute jammer. Well, Shusty, he's droning in. The mute jammers downstairs are going to provide of problems for him. He's trying to shoot the camera that isn't there. He's going to eat a good mine. 1 minute in, it's still 5v5. And this is where Kapkan is going to become a very, very big problem if they don't check the doorways properly. They're going to walk through the doors. They're going to take 60 HP or 50 HP worth of damage. And that could mean the difference between a down or a kill and a frag for yourself.
So,
well, that's a knife.
Okay.
DCZ. And what that shotgun, and we can hear one Nomad charge and one Kapkan EDD being detonated at the very least. We may have had more, but Shusty, he's taken down Jibausi. It's a 1v3, and Stev is the only member alive once again in this basement defense, and he's gonna get cut down from the garage. DCH, where it was looking dicey for Luminescent, they bring it back strong enough. And
oh, nice headshot.
Tie things up. Very nice. Yep.
Yeah, so could you give me an analysis of how that went down? Because I feel like it could have been a little bit better, but not exactly sure in what Luminescent were trying to get through on that push.
Well, it's pretty much the same as the first round on the defense, except that time the Frost was what saved Stev's bacon. if not for the Frost, he would have been in a 1v3 then as well as he was in this round. So the take that Luminescent are doing onto the basement is working out pretty well. They drop the elevator hatch, they come in from garage, and they largely don't really care about the server side of things. And it's working out because they get the frags that they need. It's just that in the first round, there was a Frost. This time around, there was none. So Void definitely has a big hole in the attack. It was papered over by that Frost, the double Frost, but that's not going to work again. So they need to re-examine what they're doing in the basement.
Yeah. Very unorthodox decision coming from Luminescent there, but it paid off, and it does look like they're going to be working out quite well for the team. So Jabalsi's still back on Capcan though. PMM available to him with a C4. So normally we do see some Capcans actually use the impacts, and they use it for rotational purposes, and you know they get to play a little bit of a roamer position, just because how do we say this, Adrian? They don't want to be anchored down as Capcan. You know, they've got a fantastic SMG with like virtually no recoil. That thing's a real laser, and but this time he's decided to go for a C4 and play more on sight. So a very different way to play Capcan, going back to the old ways. Surely going to be seeing something very interesting come along, but they've also opened up a very interesting line of sight over by the vault downstairs as well. That little hallway that we normally see only the waist up being opened up so that they can throw C4s, but they've actually opened the bottom half, so maybe trying to use the desk as a bit of cover, but I'm not too sure if that's going to pay out for them considering their position. So DCH is going to get work on those hatches as soon as possible, and that's the power of Habana, being able to open up a line of sight from a very long distance away in a very safe manner as well, obviously holding the rotations just in case anyone decides to get a little bit aggressive.
So now we are continuing on over here in this round. Nano Kids, he's gotten the vault hatch open again, and it's the same take. As I was talking about earlier on, they always manage to flush out this player behind the stacks of cash, and there's a player on stairs, but they flush him out as well. The concerted push down the main stairs and from the garage. So it's a very rearward focus take, and that's not something you see normally, and it seems that Void aren't quite prepared for it as well as they would have hoped. And Believe trying to keep things a bit stealth, but I'm not too sure why, because PT King knows he's there. There is a drop to his right. He hears it, and he is very, very afraid all of a sudden.
Yeah, the guy has to make a decision. He's going to get pinned down real soon. He's decided to put himself in a very open spot where he's very exposed, but I suppose if you're getting cornered on all sides and you get droned out like that, maybe you don't want to exactly be there. Doesn't actually get concussed being on the inside, and he will win this fight here on to Believe, and it does look like a 3v5 right now. DCH actually gets hit by the Gooman on the push in, and most likely will be pushed out and cleaned up there. PT King picks up a double kill for himself, and he's so low on health, I don't even know how Shasti got into the site. So he's on the actual site itself for B, but he gets caught on the rotation in. Flawless round for Void so far, and very well done from PT King from denying that push from the backside.
So what worked for Void there, the hole that they had and the hole that they patched, is the placement of the goo mines. They had clear and ample information where the push was coming in from Luminescent, and they placed their players in angles and locations that was perfectly set up to receive that push. And of course, they won the gunfights. That was very important. Doesn't matter how good the setup is if you're going to lose the gunfights, and that's not something that Team Void usually does. So winning the gunfights was important. Having the setup was also very important. The information with that Legion really saved them in that round and won them a flawless basement defense when the previous two times it was a 1v3.
Attackers need to locate and
Round 6 now, the last chance available for Void to win, to take this to a 4-2. Definitely a more favorable position looking at the standings. They are in defense. They need to maximize this as much as possible. Detrin with the alibi is going to be very interesting to see. I don't know how he's going to play into it now that he's got a very aggressive position. He should be able to play this well, I suppose, but going upstairs all the way to stock, it's going to be very, very brave. Oh, he's reinforcing it. Never mind. So PT King is going to be here reinforcing up that one. And I'm expecting Detrian to actually hold the open area. Because now that we do see Bank actually play quite wide into open area, it actually works quite well for most teams to actually cut a lot of rotations. So hopefully we see this progress and we see something very different. Bachelor is going to be taking a very aggressive forward point here by the police car on the garage shutter.
Well, Bachelor is being very aggressive with the vigil, no less.
Do it.
Banking on the fact that his ERC won't give him away.
Oh man, these
Nano
risks.
Kids is getting so close.
I know, right?
If
And
Vigil,
if he
goes for
decided,
the run out, yeah, if he goes for the run out, that is a kill, a free one onto the Thermite. It's gonna be a big one as well.
yep,
It's gonna neuter half of their hard breach potential.
all that utility will be taken away at a moment's glance. And honestly, I think Bachelor needs this. He's just playing a little bit reserved. He doesn't want to throw it away. If they have a drone watching their flank, it's all over for him. And they might even have picked up on his ERC. I don't think they did, but they could have. Very calm and strong trigger finger from Believe as he didn't actually shoot the alibi. The little Prisma there doesn't trigger it this time around. A couple of pings from DCH coming out there, suspecting where the enemy might be. He's going to be on the desk so that no one actually hits the C4 and tries to get him from below, but DCZ actually gets hit from the men holding the angle downstairs. Could actually get a push down through main stairs here, but Stev is holding the angles with the SMG-11, which has proven to be one of the most dangerous guns in the game so far.
Now, from above, they're gonna start opening sightlines, and it's very important to take this upstairs control and flush out the defenders from the default position so that they can fall into the waiting arms of the rest of your attackers over on the first floor. They're gonna open, well, the wall and get a long angle down, deny that hallway play, but I don't think Void even cared too much about the hallway play.
He saw the head, but I don't think he realizes what it was.
Oh, there we go.
Detrian gets absolutely demolished there. Shusty absolutely deletes the dog. DCZ taking out Jabalsi, but Shusty gets refragged as well. So he's going to get downed and not out just yet. Nano Kids picks up a nice kill on the Bachelor. It does look like 20 seconds left on the clock. They still have to push in. Void still have the advantage here despite the numbers. Stev is denying as much time as possible. Shusty is down outstairs. The diffuser is dropped. They only have 9 seconds. They just have to live. A double kill from Stev will delay them as long as he possibly can. One more kill goes down and they just have to delay it. PT King, all he has to do is deny the plunger one time. And he might just be able to do it. He shoots all his bullets. He hasn't landed anything so far. He doesn't miss. He misses to disable. I can't believe he whiffs the shots. It was so close. Oh my gosh. Oh no, he was behind the printer. We didn't see that he was behind the copier, and the copier just blocked half the shots. I cannot believe it. I lost all my words. My brain stopped working for a second because it didn't compute. Oh my gosh, an extremely unfortunate situation. Luminescent. I don't know if that was luck or just good foresight.
Well, that was definitely well planned. As we said, you know, having those sightlines open earlier on. So they planted behind the printer and they knew that the only way you can get an angle onto the diffuser planter was peeking wide. And peeking wide, there was someone waiting for the Jaeger. And that meant that the plant would go off without a hitch. And the Jaeger would be trapped until he tried something, at which point they would capitalize, and that's exactly what they did. They have tied this up 3-3 in the first half.
Very well played by Luminescent. Definitely turning out and turning up very differently as well. We're not used to seeing this orderly Luminescent. This Luminescent with actual regimen, and that makes sense. You know, like I like it. I'm happy that they're turning out this way and they've actually developed and evolved as a team. coming into the Pro League definitely adds value to our scene, and it definitely adds value to them as a team moving forward. So looking forward, in addition to that, to this current setup here, Nano Kids is most likely going to be playing over by the garage, Evil Eye holding the long angle, and then using the line of sight to peek and try to cover the default plant all the way in CCTV. So very good so far coming out from both sides. And now that Luminescent are in defense, will they be even stronger, or will Void actually turn up quite big on attack? So we'll have to see how that turns out in the end. But it looks like Bachelor is already clearing upstairs in some record timing.
Yeah, that's a good timing on the clear from upstairs, but you know, I hope it's supported well by the drone. PT King is bringing his drone, making sure that Stev isn't going to get surprised. And no server stairs hold, surprisingly, very, very surprisingly, from Luminescent. They have someone playing the server stacks itself, but that's odd. It seems that Luminescent on attack, they were ignoring the server stairs, and on defense too, they don't really want to do anything with the server stairs. They are like, all right, you can have the control if you want. We know what we're doing. We know what we have planned.
Jabausi is going to be holding the angle all the way through to the blue. Has a man droning for him. Detrian with a very interesting drone gets caught there, but now has information. Will be able to send his other drone through into the garage to bring a little bit more info on the roaming Maestro. The soft anchored Maestro. Bachelor going to get a couple of interesting. Oh no! Oh my gosh! He made the right decision. Just had the wrong angle. Nano Kids gets punished, and Detrian gets away with a free kill. Obviously, I'm sure he was in shock, and
free.
An absolutely free kill from DCZ, going over to Jabausi, of course. Exothermic charges won't be able to be used on a wall like this. Unfortunately, they're gonna need the Zofia. No, see, you can't get.
Oh no, he's gonna get it.
Oh, wow!
There's a tiny bit of the wall to the left.
A bit of an oversight coming from Luminescent.
Yeah.
Very well done from Void to be able to pick that one up, and Jabausi being able to read that as well is going to add value to his team and your push here. So actually getting the breach is going to be instrumental in getting this plant down. One more kill. Stev almost picking one up. Plant goes down successfully. Bachelor getting taken out. A very aggressive push coming through, and Luminescent 2 to 3 right now have to take this fight, and Team Void win that through frags and just sheer coordination. There we go. Luminescent just falling short on some points that really led up to a very big loss. So very well done coming through from Void.
Yeah, it seemed like they regretted that they weren't holding the server stairs, and you saw the Legion just come in swinging almost wildly, trying to retake upstairs, and Jibausi was just there and waiting for him pushing in. Good timing from Team Void, of course, over there. And this is exactly why you want to hold server stairs, waste some of that time. And looks like Luminescent missed a trick by not holding it, and they're gonna try to defend the basement again. They're bringing a Mozzie this time around, so no Legion. And remember, it was Legion that won Team Void that flawless defense here on the basement, getting the information. So Luminescent don't have too much information right now, unless, of course, the Mozzie is able to net himself a few valuable drones.
Oh man, so the question is, will he gain a drone army larger than 2? Because most of the time I find that Mozzie captured pest drones are just unable to really help the team capitalize more than 2 drones itself. The shield there is actually pretty interesting. Does help make that rotation into the archives a little bit safer. Believe with the pest launcher, of course, trying to find the right position to make it advantageous for his team to pick up a couple of free drones there. I don't think they're gonna expect them in those positions, but they're not gonna expect Believe on this kind of rotation either, you know.
Now, Bachelor here, he's on the Nomad, making good timing once again on this second. It's not often you see a team make the second floor roam clear happen because it's very, very risky. It's such a huge map. You might just end up wasting too much time, especially if there is contention coming out from the defenders. You might even lose some bodies, and that's going to put you at a big disadvantage. But Void, they are sending out the drones in first and then sending in the bodies, so mitigating the risk a bit, but still definitely an odd choice. And Bachelor just using a flashbang,
Yeah.
making very, very
Okay.
sure no one's there.
Yeah, you gotta flash check everything, okay? We saw them. I'm not sure if it was them last week. I forgot, but they were just throwing utility out left, right, and center, trying to.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm pretty sure it
I
was
think
them,
it was
right?
Team Void.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Void just throwing out utility left, right, and center, just willy nilly.
And doing nothing.
Yep, just achieving nothing with it. No droning, just wasting their time and wasting their utility. Look at all these guys on your drones, man. This is like 2019, but in Siege, you know? How many people on your phones?
These young ones all on the.
These millennials, oh my gosh.
Oh!
Detrin!
That is.
How do you
He just pushes in, takes down the barbed wire. Exactly.
not get
No
punished
one-
for that?
Exactly. What on earth? And there's a mirror window as well staring him down. Now, this is a very, very standard take from Team Void, except for the roam clear, of course, which they made happen without much of an issue. So, Hibana up top, getting the hatches. You have the Thermite pushing in, opening up the server walls. This is very similar to the take that Airwolf does as well when they are trying to take here onto the basement.
Yeah, so they do see that the Mozzie is over by the rotation as well. Maestro actually rotating in, so they know a lot of the members are trying to collapse. This might be the right time to come in with a flank. Try to catch them off guard. Detrin is upstairs with a lot of with that hammer, so he has all the soft breach available. They're trying to go to try to stick this plant over by the wall, default as well. Stev coming up to that plank that I was talking about right now. Bachelor gets caught in his own air jab. Might be able to pick up one more, trying to pick up the other, and it does look like, oh my god, Bachelor picking up a big bunch of kills for himself. No, actually, a bunch of players. And NanoKid's upstairs. How did he get upstairs? He rotated all the way top into the hatch.
Oh, that's too easy.
Denies the plant, and it does look like NanoKids will be able to deny this. They're gonna have to find him, catch this out, but Shusty and NanoKids survive this last round on round 8, unable to get that plant down. It does look like they will capitalize on that positioning. How did they actually allow him to rotate all the way to the 3rd floor?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I didn't quite catch that. Maestro going up all the way to the 2nd floor. So all that roam clear was for naught. And when they made the push happen, it was 30 seconds, no picks on either side, and they had not baited almost any utility except for, I think, one smoke. And that team kill didn't help, of course, and NanoKids with their rotation just put the nail in the coffin. So a lot of different factors coming in to give Void that loss. Wasn't too bad of a take, but as I said, everything starts adding up after a while.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
4-4 right now. Luminescent and Void on your first map are turning out to be an extremely tight matchup. Both teams are having fantastic rounds and very good turnouts, as we saw in that last round as well. A very good move by NanoKids upstairs with the Maestro rotating all the way up. I wouldn't say necessarily Void didn't do well. Stev actually pushed through, and he turned out quite big for his team. Unfortunately, didn't live through that push, but I suppose it's because they didn't get to see that the Maestro was rotating. What they did see, though, that the Maestro was rotating from within the garage out into the main foyer, into the hallway, and they assumed immediately that he was actually going to be rotating into site and playing on the same level, where he was actually deciding that, you know what, I'm going to move upstairs. No one's going to need me here. Very good decision making from him. Don't know if that came from the IGL or if it was his call to rotate that far, but it worked out fantastic, and they really brought it in 4-4 right now. So Void unable to bring it into a 5-3 lead. Does mean that Luminescent are that much closer to bringing in a tie or a win for themselves. So it's anyone's game right now, and honestly, DCZ gets taken out. That takes out Detrian with the T5.
Yeah, you heard the window break right next to DCZ. He took a lot of damage, but for some reason, unable to capitalize, and the jump out comes. He fails to take him down before he dies himself. Yes, he gets traded out by the Claymore, but through the drone hole, this is going to be free kills for PT King. Yeah, I can't believe it. First, Detrian failing, then you had, you know, Bachelor failing. So it's been traded out, and health advantage is in favor. But one more kill for DCZ. How's he doing this?
I'm not sure at all. DCZ takes out Steph with a nice headshot. Jabalsi dodges the damage from the impact. EMP goes down. He might be able to pick up a free couple of headshots here, but he misses it himself. Obviously has a lot of intel being drawn onto him. Shouldn't be able to take it out. Should be able to take it out quite easily. And oh my gosh, a flank from the back gets covered by PT King. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Nano Kid's against the world right now. With the Aldo on 81 rounds, he should be able to take out both these team players by himself. But DCZ has a tight angle here behind the bomb with one more goo mine in his back pocket. Now that they've used the EMP, it might be a fantastic time to actually use the nanotoxin to actually cover that rotation and maybe just focus down on that right wall that's being opened up here.
So it's 1 minute left. It's a 2v2. Health is pretty much even right now, and PT King, he's on 3 kills already. Nano Kids, he might get this frag right now. Is it close? Ooh,
no,
he's not going to connect. And
oh my gosh!
Oh, no, it's PT King actually coming in from the hole. Down. So it needs to be either an ace, because it's already a 4K, or he needs to go for the revive onto Jibausi. PT King is actually going to get it done, and it's a Frost Mat that has got Jibausi down, not a stray bullet. I can't believe what Frost Mats are doing in this game. Now, the diffuser is not picked up by either member. Jibausi finally gets it. 15 seconds. He needs to start getting this plant off, and DCZ is playing very, very, very defensive. He's gone all the way out, and Jibausi is successfully going to get the diffuser plant because of this. I think DCZ has misplayed this very, very terribly. And are we going to see an ace? DCZ and PT King are right next to each other, separated by one unbreakable wall. And looking up, it's going to be an ace for PT King.
Oh,
DCZ goes down, and PT King knows it. He's happy about it. What a huge round from him.
An amazing turnout, and they definitely gave PT King that kill as well. They definitely gave him that ace on that last one. We did see that the last member actually rotated all the way off, and they actually decided to hold an external angle, allowing PT King to be the one inside, even though the one outside was the one with lower health. Normally it's the other way around, but you know what? PT King should be able to clean up that ace, and he certainly did. So, like you said, DCZ definitely misplayed that. He should have used those goo mines more aggressively, in a more forward position, but he decided to cover himself on that banana, on that little rounded balcony, and it didn't pay off because he moved off of that side anyway. He moved off it as soon as he put those goo mines down, and because it didn't pay dividends, it didn't really work out for him. He just misused utility and just ended up feeding in that last kill for that ace. Unfortunately, he had the right idea to check the windows. And he definitely wouldn't have known that PT King was hanging around the rotation through the janitor and the sorry, my brain is not working, the meeting room. But definitely a fantastic play from PT King, and DCZ just crumbling under the pressure, in my opinion at least.
Yeah, he was very concerned about conserving his health, because he was on very low HP, but, you know, he got him that second kill on the window after getting the first, where he took the damage from in the first place. So I think a little bit more faith in his own abilities would have served him really well. He could have definitely ended it right there and then, despite it being a 1v2. But it is what it is. Void move on to a 5th round win. Luminescent, right now, first they'll have to tie it before either one is... You know, before... Oh! That is poor! But Detrian, he can't finish him off. He's gone on to the Blackbeard this time, no less.
He wants to win these gunfights, man. He's tired of dying in silly ways, and he wants to win these kills. So, that's why he's gone with the MK17 QCB with the shield visor. And Detrian, he has to use every advantage possible, especially being on 70 FPS. The guy is like, you know what, I'm sick of people telling me and making fun of me for being on 70 FPS, but you know what, I can't help it, man. There we go, finally he picks up a kill onto DCZ, and there goes your Legion. There goes your Nano Goose. 2 minutes, 1 minute into the round, 2 minutes left in the round. And a lot of work is being done by Void so far on this attack. He's on that drone, checking if anyone's in the actual... oh my gosh, he might just pick up the second kill.
There we go.
There we go. Exactly as we say that, as we speak. You know, he covers C6, he's being self-sufficient, and he picks up another kill. He loses the shield visor, but he still picks up that double, and he actually controls that hallway so well. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're giving it to him for free.
See, that's the problem with the Blackbeard. He hit the shots, did the bandit, right on the head. But on the window especially, there's such a small angle for him to look. And, the Dokebi calls are ringing. Bachelor's going to clean up Nano Kids, though. And going punchy. There we go. DCH, he gets punished by Stev. And Shusty's going to come out behind the totem machine. He's going to collect one more. And what a brilliantly played round this has been from Team Void. They are looking unbeatable against Luminescent right now on Bank. The attacks have been a joy to watch in the past few rounds.
These guys are doing so well. Don't forget, boys and girls, Void are technically the Orgless of Southeast Asia. So these guys are fantastic players. Definitely consider these guys into your new roster. They are looking for an org. 4-6 right now. Void are looking strong against Luminescent, and this is the way it should be. They are a pro league team with seasons and seasons of experience. Luminescent are obviously pulling up quite strong, and they are bringing in some good rounds. But on defense, they should be performing much better than this.
So Void right now, if they get one more round, aka they get the win, that will consign Luminescent pretty much to relegation, dropping back down into the Challenger League. The only chance that Luminescent has, only realistic chance, is to come back against Void right now, at least tie this map up, and then beat Void on the second map.
There's a bit of a job there. It's a bit of a mission. Not gonna lie, but it's possible. We've seen crazier things happen here in the Southeast Asian Pro League, and we're seeing Shusty bring a mirror onto the archives and lockers on Bank. You know, that's a pick we don't normally see. That's an operator, and this is a setup that we don't normally get. So let's not take this for granted and appreciate the little things right now, because DCZ is going to be playing over by the server room, trying to hold it for as long as possible, obviously using the goo mines to as best as he can. And an interesting angle from DCH actually looking from the bottom of the stair, from the elevator as well, while Believe uses his own drones to provide a little bit more information for the rest of his team. So opening up as many hatches as possible. It does look like they will be trying to bring in as much information and creating as many rotations as possible. We may see these rotations being used again. We might see Nano Kids go upstairs on that Maestro, pull off the same stunt. But we're not too sure just yet. Detrian is going to be pushing through, and it does look like they have cleared out the open area, and Detrian has this all pushed in and cleared out. A couple of flashbangs available, stun grenades available for him, with a tactical crossbow still fully loaded. Dodges a couple of shots through. Oh my gosh, and they just miss each other. Detrian rotates back into the open area, and it does look like they still need to get work done on these hatches.
Yeah, they are afraid of the top hatch right now, after Nano Kids punished them in that basement attack, and this time I think they're gonna be well prepared for it, and the drones for the flank are being set up. The breach charge coming out, and Jibausi is gonna eat one goo mine. Risky to pull it out there, but he's gonna take the chance. Believe though, he's gonna take the C4 kill onto Detri, and Bachelor is gonna trade it back. So capital off the board, that is massive in this basement attack. They would have really wanted him there.
So now that the lights have turned back on in the server room and the hatches are being popped open, Bachelor is trying to take out as much utility as possible and peeking anyone hiding behind that wall. So the second breach goes down as well, and it does look like Bachelor is going to have a field day with all these angles, especially with these concussion grenades that he should be able to bounce off walls and maybe just pick up one more person. Goes prone just to keep himself a little bit safe, and Jabausi might just get started on this plant.
Oh, you can hear that the mirror is looking very, very aggressive. And they're going to disable that mirror window with the X-Cairo. So That's the benefit of having 2 hard breaches on your team. You can use one of the X-Kairos to do that. DCH though, he's gonna clear up Dev and put the man count favor back in his team. Back to the what with the impact grenade. He's gonna kill DCH. And over into red hallway. Bachelor is gonna peek, not going to see that mirror just yet. Close to the window. It's gonna be a peek. And Bachelor is gonna take down Trusty. It's a triple kill from him. Are we gonna see another ace? And PT King has to follow the diffuser. He's scared of the upstairs flank. But from upstairs again, it's Nano Kids and the Legion of DCZ. Plan is going down. This is going to be all too easy. And, well,
Luminescent
Team Void, they follow up the plant themselves, yeah.
I cannot even believe it. They just didn't stick the plant in time, and unfortunately, Void just didn't. They just couldn't get it. Luminescent are too good on that downstairs defense. They really are.
Second floor flank yet again. Then this time he was even supported by the Legion. That has won them these past 2 basement defenses. They just can't deal with it, it seems, Team Void. Whether by putting drones or putting a member to watch up top. But, you know, they're not going to get a chance to fix their mistakes because this is the last round of the map, and it's going to be a Teller's Office and Archives defense.
Detrin's serious, guys. He's bringing the Lion. He's not wasting any time. He's got to get this win to secure Void's place in the Pro League. He's not going to waste any more time. Bachelor as well. Don't forget, Bachelor turned out huge last round. He almost got a quadra kill. He almost got it. But he just wasn't allowed to get it, unfortunately. Shasti bringing in the castle, most likely going to be expanding the play area all the way into the open area as well. And Believe going to be opening up a lot of line of sight here over into the main stairs. So interesting to see how they're going to play this one out. It's definitely unorthodox. It's definitely not easy for them to push in. But it's still rotatable. I'm not sure what the play is here or what they're trying to achieve. But this is definitely something that we don't normally see come out from any Pro League team. But then again, that could be said for almost everything we see here.
Now DCZ from below, he's going to send out one of his electric claws. Thinking about where to put it. No, he's not going to put it down. So it's just going to be a standard basement hold. But it's not the basement bomb site. So interesting choice, I would say, for sure. I'm not too sure what Luminescent are trying. But look, they've been doing a second floor flank in the past 2 rounds. Oh, goodness.
That is...
Nano Kids nearly collects Bachelor. What an angle.
I was gonna say that is some angle, and that is some kind of aggression. If you're gonna peek it like that, Nano Kids with a Maestro, with your Elder, sure, you got the advantage there in terms of firepower. But you're slower, you're very open, and that is an angle and a half. Luckily for Bachelor, he was actually paying attention, and he managed to just drop fast on that rappel, saving his own life there. Obviously not exactly in the best shape, but better than he was before. So PT King's gonna be face checking a lot of these angles and throwing out a couple of EMPs to make sure that any ADSs downstairs will be taken out. I'm surprised they haven't gone with a Frost, but I suppose that might be a Team Void trademark secret. Does look like they are gonna be trying to play a little bit aggressive on these angles upstairs. Bachelor already getting to work on these vertical plays. Maybe even picking up a couple of stragglers as they rotate downstairs. Obviously not the best position for the defense to be, but Luminescent have already lost 1 member, and it does look like it's in Void's favor right now.
He hears multiple phones ringing and he's trying to look for the angle. Not quite finding it just yet. And we are having a bit of a, well, Believe he's going to take down Bachelor to trading things out. And, oh, he doesn't know where the shots are coming from, PT King. And Stev is going to be the one who needs to rescue him. And it's a really precarious spot. He's going to send out 1 smoke grenade to try and cover the revive, as well as 1 phone call. So he's going to go up and rescue PT King. And, oh, he sees the movement, sends some shots. They don't connect. He didn't actually need to go up. Jibausi was there. But either way, this needs to happen right now. 30 seconds. Stev, he gets one more, and
No, not like
get three, and he
this.
just pushes in blindly. Shusty takes him down. Flashbang's gonna go up. Shusty is blind, and
Bomb diffuser has
Believe has taken that one more. Steph is gonna trade him out. And
Whoa,
BT
my
King
gosh!
saves him. And they need to get the plant off right now. In the cover of smoke. Nope. The smoke is gonna get taken out by the ADS. So DCH, he can deny this. He can make this happen. But no, it's going to be BT King picked up off the floor. He is gonna make sure Team Void get the 3 points. And a huge 3 points it is against Luminescent.
That was nutty. I cannot believe the round turned out the way it did, Infian. At first, I felt like Stev and some of the teammates from Void were a little, how do I say this? They were a little uncoordinated, both coming in for a double revive. But when they went in and they just fragged out like absolutely crazy, Stev came in big, PT King came in big as usual. And everyone in Void is such an amazing gunner. 7-5 right now against Luminescent. Honestly, what a matchup and what a tight game that was. Can't wait to see where we're going next, Infian.
Yeah, that was extremely wild. The last round.